Hello, 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 my ladies, lords, and lieges. Welcome back to Olivia Will Draw because I'm Olivia and I will draw things, except today because I'm showing you a sketchbook tour. I finally finished this little guy, this little sketchy sketchbook, which is super exciting. And I can't wait to show you guys what I've been up to in here. I mean, I show my process a lot throughout my different various social medias and things like that. But here's the insider scoop. This was painted with gouache because I like to do a cover art on my sketchbooks. I didn't realize that gouache would crack the way that this did. We work with what we can. So this was a pomegranate and an orange. And this was like honestly the first real time I was like painting something in gouache, and I just didn't know. So now that we know, we will be using acrylics next time. This is also not sketchbook number 2. This is sketchbook number 13 overall. However, this is sketchbook number 2 since I've been in Colorado and been actively holding a sketchbook again.
Liar, liar, plants for hire.
It's number 2, but it's number 13 at the same time. Who knows how I'll track this in the future. Oh, I do want to talk about the back. The back here has a bunch of stickers that I've either messed up cutting out with my silhouette or they just didn't work out. So those are these ones. And then this one here is from my friend Bria. She is at Spellbound Sketches on all socials, so go follow her. Look at her little plant mama. So cute. Let's dive into it. Here we have the first spread. This is sketchbook 13. I started this on June 23rd of 2022 and finished this April 2023. April 23rd of 2023. 10 months. I finished a sketchbook in 10 months, which is not too shabby for me. I thought I was gonna finish this in 2022. And I didn't. So here I was just practicing some little gouache paintings so I could figure out the front. These are super cute, but not much happening here. I almost never start on this page when I get a new sketchbook. I always start on this page. So this was my actual first sketchbook page in the sketchbook. I was coming off of a really big high of doing fan art and things like that for my last sketchbook, so I felt like this felt right. And I like the way it feels. It feels nice, but I did mess their eyes up tremendously. And then here I was just testing all of my markers and gouaches and things like that. This paper was not meant for me to do gouache. I just keep doing it a lot because this is the only sketchbook I had at the time. I took this with me to Ohio, and this was a little sketch page that I did at the airport. I had a little dirty martini, which the light was making it this yellowy color. I obviously didn't finish this, and this was just me sketching someone also in the airport restaurant place. Here I was doodling some oranges and looking at reference images of little orange branches because I thought they were cute, and I knew that I wanted to do something like this for my front cover. And this is kind of like a rendition of Orange Blossom. I remember it being very much so like, oh, I would love to do my own strawberry shortcake characters, and that's something I would absolutely love to still design and do. I just don't know the way I want to go about it yet, so it's definitely something I want to develop and work through. I would love to make little strawberry shortcake like t-shirts because I think that'd be cute. These were Pinterest images that I had just wanted to sketch out. I really like the way that this one turned out especially. I just really like the side profile here and the way that I drew this hair kind of wispy. After sketching these two out, I wanted to see if I could sketch them again in pen with like a lot less lines and a lot less thinking about it. So that's what these two little guys are. Over here, I have some little happy mail images. This was going to be like for packaging and making little stickers for orders that we're shipping out. Here is kind of another exploration of that whole strawberry shortcake idea. These are both like very big inspirations of outfits that I actually own, just more in the theme of those characters. This was the first time I'd used my watercolor markers, and I really like the way these shorts turned out. I think they're cute. Here are some expressions that I wanted to try out with Deku from My Hero Academia. This was definitely a character expression chart that I had found on Pinterest or Twitter that I was like, oh, that'd be a fun little doodly page. And then I wanted to do something similar here with my OC. She's like half gargoyle, but I wanted to make her more gargoyle, so I gave her these like bottom fangs here and tried to explore just different hairstyles with her. And then here I was practicing some human interactions, but clearly that's all that it was. So I actually did this one as a YouTube video a couple months ago. This was another watercolor piece that I had done. Again, this paper is not meant for watercolors, and yet I keep doing it. This was the first attempt and the first round that I was filming it in, and I was like, whoa. This is where I found out that they were watercolor markers, because I started with this like super heavy blue and didn't realize. So I was like, you know what, we're gonna start over, try again, and it'll be fine. I like this one. I don't know, I think the squareness and like the shapiness of it looks super cute. I do remember me taking a really long time to do this though, and this was super difficult. I'm not 100% convinced that I love the eyes, but just about everything else I'm kind of a fan of. I do quite enjoy this piece. Here's a full spread of Katsuki Bakugo, because I cannot draw him to save my life. Like, he just looks so different every single time I draw him. I think these two are the closest that I've drawn him, at least on this spread, looking to be similar. I think he has amazing character arc, and I just love him. He is just a precious little bean. So, and then here's a full spread of Kochako, which is Uraraka and Bakugo from My Hero Academia. I think they have a really cute relationship dynamic. They're not dating, but I just think that they would be cute. I do think that they would just be like, they would really just like make fun of each other and push each other to be their best, and he'd be really soft for her but like mean to everyone else, and I think that's so cute. So this one is my favorite sketch, and I didn't want to go over with it in pen because I was afraid I was gonna mess it up, but I just liked this posing because I don't do a whole lot of perspective-y things. I do a lot of front-facing kind of drawings or side-facing, but I thought this was a really good one for me doing a new little pose. Here's another page that I did over on YouTube. This is a whole sketchbook session over there. Again, oof, I just love the cohesion of using one color on a spread. I love this. I think it looks great. I wish I would have done more kind of word passages in my sketchbook, but I really didn't. I mean, I did, but I didn't. This is Belle from the movie Belle. I think I was honestly just trying to fill my sketchbook with more watercolor kind of things. Seems very undone, very unfinished. I wish I would have done these flowers in more of a red than a pink, so they would have popped a bit more. But such is life. Here are some birds that I've done. These ones are actually really cool. I kind of like this one. Like, his neck is kind of like, heh. These ones kind of look scary, but I like these ones a lot. Another Deku page that I clearly couldn't figure out how he looked like that day. This was inspired by Alphonse Mucha. I wanted to do a little study of one of his paintings because I got the art book of him. This is also up on my YouTube. I don't know for how long because it's a super long paint with me video, and I know I messed it up a lot. I don't know if we'll keep that in there, but this is like super different from my style and how I normally do things, so this was really fun practice. I feel like the sketchiness of the pen makes this like all come together. We have a page of little ghosties with sneakers. It started off as me practicing sneakers. I really like this pair of shoes right here. I think these ones turned out super good. Honestly, I was only drawing legs at first, and you can kind of tell that I was here. And then I was like, you know, it'd be fun because I don't feel like drawing bodies today if I drew little ghosties, because that's just a sheet, and that's fine. I took the best sketches, or my favorite sketches out of these, so like this, that one, and this one, and made them into stickers and finished those up on my iPad, and I love those. Here's a spread of Mirako. I don't know if I can consider this finished, but I'm too afraid to go back in pen and finish them. I think this one looks so true to her character, so I really like this one, but this one looks much more Megan Thee Stallion Mirako, and I love that for her. I think they radiate the same kind of energy, so I love that. This was super inspired by making her into like a boxer kind of illustration, which I have not finished yet or done, but that's kind of what the realm I was going for with these. And then here is just another spread of me like continuing doing more kind of boxer inspired things. I love this doodle of her. I think I did this so well. She looks scrunched enough, but you know, still like you can still tell where each body part is, and I kind of struggle with that sometimes when people are kind of scrunched down. So 10 out of 10 on posing for that. And then this is another one that seems very Megan Thee Stallion-esque, which I think when I take inspiration pictures from Megan Thee Stallion and try to draw her as Mirako, I think those are my favorite ones that I do of her. Here is a series of Sailor Moon girls that I want to do. I would love to make them into different bakery items. So this is Sailor Donut, Sailor Croissant, and Sailor Cinnamon Roll. I think that'd be such a cute little series of girlies. This page is undone because it has a lot of this glue on here because I was using this page as a like brush cleaner. And so there's a lot of paint on this, and I didn't want to draw over it because it feels gross, and my sensory issues Cannot have that. Here are some Ariels, curly Ariels, because the new Little Mermaid is coming out and we love to see it, love to hear it. Super excited. This red is so intense. I love these little sketches and I love the work that I've already done, so I don't want to put more on it because I'm afraid of commitment. Then over here we have some squirrelies and a pine cone that I am obsessed with. This squirrel, at the time I clearly thought that was scary. I honestly don't think it's that bad now. This one's probably my favorite because he looks the cutest. But this one's not bad either. This page over here was for thumbnails of my Monster Cafe Tobers. I think I did all of them actually. I know these two are pretty true to what I actually did. I wish I would have done more spidery eyes for my spooky spider cider, but that's life. I've learned that I need to do more thumbnailing when I'm trying to do full illustrations, so hopefully there will be more of that in my next sketchbook because I honestly think it helped a lot just to get ideas down on a page. This page over here was around Halloween and I asked my followers over on Instagram to give me different villains that they like and I was going to draw them for them. I think both of these turned out super good. This is Emma Stone's version of Cruella de Vil. I love the split hair dye and I wish I would do that in more characters because I love that. Joker, obviously I don't draw a whole lot of men, especially with longer hair because I feel like every time I do, they always end up looking like women, which is okay, but it's not what I'm going for. So I felt like this was a really good one where I was like, wow, he looks sharp, creepy. I nailed it. And then this is Ursula. I hate the way I drew this hair. And I think there's like movement there, but just not enough, especially because her hair's laying pretty flat. And then somebody asked for Hades, but I was sketching out a few different ideas of what I wanted my Hades to look like. This is like the Disney-ish version and his shit is so creepy. I love it. This one's more of like the Laura Olympus style and I kind of wanted something in between there. I definitely think he ended up more like, what is that one show? Is it called Hades? Is that the game? Is it a game or a show? I don't know, but I see it all the time. And I think he ended up much more like that. This is the pomegranate that Persephone eats because I thought it would be fun little nod to her and a little bit of contrast. So there's that. Here are just some Pinterest girlies that I doodled out and sketched. This hand is scary. Also, how is she holding that cup like that? Ooh, that hand's scarier. Oh my gosh. But everything else, super cute. They feel very cottagecore-like and just soft. So I love that. I know for a fact I did these over on my TikTok. I did these on a live and asked people for suggestions on who they wanted me to draw. I definitely started out with this peach. I love her little traveler's outfit. I think this outfit is so cute every time I see it. And then Golden Killua I had never drawn before. And I think I did a bang up job for never drawing them prior to. Yeah, I crushed it, killed it. This is Mori from Blue Period, which I don't know who that is, but I had to look up a picture for her. So hopefully I crushed it with that one. And then this was gonna be Bokuto, but I just hate, yeah. We highlight the ones we like and just leave the ones like this. Here is another little sketch page of me trying to work through things. This was for Monsters Cafe Tober also. I wish I would have done this as a final illustration, but I definitely changed it up. But this one's so cute and I wish I would have made this a full thing with like a background like in her house. Maybe give her fairy wings also to make her like seem tinier like against the cup. So maybe I'll visit this again because I do think this is very cute. She can be very like kitchen witch. That'd be cute. Here is another spread of sketches I did for YouTube, just a little sketchbook session. I went coffee shop sketching and these were just Pinterest girlies that I'd found. I hate the fact that I used blue after I'd already started sketching in red and wish I would have just finished it in red because I like when my pages look more cohesive and this one just looks a little too 3D art-ish to me, so. And then this side is me doing some doodles of my character Basil. She doesn't look like this now, but she started off in my seasonal fighter series and I kind of stole her design from that to be who Basil is today. I loved that design, but it's kind of altered to change to how I like to draw now. And you know, we start somewhere. So these are little Basil sketches, little me figuring out how Basil is. These are also more Basil sketches. I am obsessed with this one and this. This is actually a girl I drew in the cafe, and after drawing her this way, I was like, well, let me try to draw Basil kind of like if I saw her in this cafe. And I think she turned out so cute. She looks very cozy in her little sweater. I also really love the feet on this one, like as gross and gangly as her toes look. I kind of enjoy that because she's a fairy, so like her feet can look like anything. This was all cafe sketches. I think this one turned out really good too, just posing wise. I love that. Here is a spread of more of my OC characters. This is Hope. She's a zodiac witch, which I think I'm just gonna make her a regular witch now because I have a story in mind of what I want to do for her. So I'm excited about that. This spread turned out really good because I used cohesion and just this grayscale kind of thing. Here's a little sketch of Basil. This is actually Cedar, which at the time I was naming her Ophelia, which doesn't match her in my opinion. She is a giant and I thought she was going to be in love with Hope. However, now, oh, it's kind of messy actually because Cedar is dating Basil and Basil's brother Sage is dating Hope. We love it. And then I'd added myself in this little universe and my OC of myself or my self insert is Ophelia now because names. I'm so creative. And I do this thing a lot too where I will draw a pose or draw a character and then I won't like the way the face looks, so I'll redraw it next to it. And like, I love this one. She looks so sassy. Although Basil is not like that now. I know this is a Pinterest image. I think this is cute. Not much to say about it because there's not much there, but this is kind of the body shape that I wanted for Copper, one of my other OCs, and kind of inspired pieces for it. This is just a Hope piece. And then over here, we do have a few human interaction pieces. I just love drawing love, you know? I just love characters loving this chin. Oh my gosh. But this looks like an angsty elf Harry Potter now that I'm looking at it again. I love spreads like this. I love spreads like this so much. Oh my gosh. This is the day after Christmas. Literally, I was in a mood. I was feeling myself. Here are some My Hero Academia boys. I wish I had more to say about this, but I love the colors that I chose for this. I think they all kind of complement each other enough, but they're different enough so that way they each stand out. I love this spread so much and it doesn't get enough recognition because I don't post it enough. And then I wanted to kind of continue this and do more of the Baku squad over here. I like the way that I've drawn this pose. I think this pose is great. I drew his head several different times, but like I said, I struggle to draw Kotsky for whatever reason. So I just covered it and wrote big head because I just couldn't figure this out. Kirishima looks okay. Face wise, he looks fine. His body's a little thick up here. This kind of looks like maybe aged up Kirishima. This looks like aged up Kirishima. This looks like 12-year-old Kirishima. Trying to find the balance between here and here is kind of strugglesome when you're drawing men. I know this now. And this is Danky. He doesn't get a body, but I also kind of struggle with Danky, especially his hair. It's kind of like extra anime-ish. But I liked this hand and kind of liked his face enough to not ruin it and make it worse. So all in all, 10 out of 10. I love this page. This is another little thumbnail and kind of sketch out version of my character Cedar. I love this little picture of her. She looks just like so hopeful here, looking onto the horizon. I was trying to figure out different kinds of outfits that she would actually wear. She is definitely much more Viking-esque than I've drawn her here. Then I wrote that, not a knight, more Viking, because another one of my characters is more knight than Viking. So I want to kind of keep them separated and give them their own silhouettes and things like that. That makes sense for their characters and their backstories. This here is much more what I wanted in general. I love the top here. She's half giant, so she's a pretty big girl, and she's kind of in that Viking realm. So I wanted her to look a bit more rough and tough, be able to move around. I completely took off this little skirt. She doesn't need it. She's in the forest. And I love kind of like the tuft of her little Viking shawl. She also carries around a giant axe because I love a big axe character. It can't be helped. The rest of the spread is just more of my other OCs. So this is Copper. She is a steampunk kind of girly. She's an inventor, makes a lot of their equipment, does repairs, things like that. This is Ophelia. She's the knight. I'd say because she's a self-insert, she's gone a lot and I don't draw her a lot because I'm like, oh, that's just me. So she doesn't get a whole lot of screen time yet. And I don't really know the role of her there yet. She might end up being a background character because like, it is just me and I don't know how pivotal she'll be to the story and the story I have in mind, but we'll see. She's there. I like this sketch a lot. I think it's really cute. Little wave. This is a Basil sketch. This is kind of much more what she looks like now, minus the little dress. This was much more of a, let me just practice poses and outfits. But face-wise, this is kind of what she looks like more now. And then this is Hope. my witch girly and little poses of what I wanted to do for the 2023 post of the Year of the Rabbit. Here's another page of anime boys that I had drawn. I did this for another YouTube video. I was going through a really hard time, and typically when I'm feeling sad about things or art is not very easy at the time, it's much easier for me personally to just look at screen caps of my favorite animes and just redraw them in my style. It helps because I don't have to think about it a lot, and I enjoy drawing my favorite characters, so that was fun. I had never drawn Tanjiro before, and all these are honestly so scary. These ones are a bit cuter, like they just have this chibi look to them, and I think it's in the face shape. And I just like the way that I'd still drawn his little patterned jacket. And then here's a page of the haiku boys. Haiku? Just a few of them. I think Hinata and Noya together are so cute, and like they're honestly like the little brothers. This is Tsukishima and Yamaguchi, Tanaka, and Suga, my love. I think he's so precious. I relate to him a lot. This is one of my kins. I love him. Here I was gonna do another little sketchbook session over on TikTok, but I got a call that took me away, so I only got this far. It was gonna be, I think, Mitsuri from Demon Slayer, but I never went back to finish it. And then I was like, well, let me just use the rest of the page and try to fill it out. I love using my markers and color pencils over top. I think it adds just another level of effect that you just can't get otherwise. So this is Cedar. I would love to do a piece of her in the forest in this kind of same color scheme because I think this is super cute. A lot of my pieces, I'd say for the rest of the sketchbook, end up being very like word driven on how I'm feeling or what I'm going through at the time. So this is Healing. A little bit of regret with Basil here. And I don't know why I chose those characters specifically, but it probably started out as me drawing those characters and then was like, okay, how do I build up off of that? This is a little image I've had in my mind for some time, which I would love to figure out. And composition-wise, this isn't it. This is not where I want it to be. But day by day, we're getting there and try to figure out the perspective of that. Here's another day that I was doing some gouache painting. I definitely know that I started on this side and then went back that way, because I like the right hand side. All in all, I don't hate this. I love this one actually. I love the coloring of it. Obviously I have a long way to go in trying to figure out how gouache works, but I feel like this was a very first successful piece I had using gouache. So I love this. And then I use a little bit of color pencil over top of it to really define things, and I think that is the way to go for me personally. I got sausagey fingers, so doing small details is hard for me when painting, so color pencil honestly helps me to get those little tiny things that I'd like to do. And then I want to do another little gouache painting over here. I don't know why I made it so close to this, but it's kind of Snow White inspired, if you couldn't tell. And I honestly think this was a very successful gouache painting as well. I was having a good painting day here, clearly. And then did some little fox girlies on the side just to fill the page. And this hand looked broke. I was having a really rough couple of weeks and having some sad emotions, and just felt like doing a few little like sad depression demons. So that's kind of what these guys are, like how I would draw my big sad. I think this is probably like the best version of him, just chilling on my shoulder and lurking. But I do kind of like the concept of like having it loom over you. Yeah, I was going through something here. I don't want to talk about it any further. Over here was a bit of a happier time. This is just different outfits of what I would want my characters to be dressed in, just to spice it up. I feel like that's the best part about having OCs, is putting them in different outfits and being like, oh my god, look how cute they are. This is Hope and Cedar. Cedar is kind of in that more Hobbit style, and then Hope is like that girl.
She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment.
And then I drew Sage, her boyfriend, over here looking at her like, ooh girl, you killing it, love you. And then I drew a Copper and Basil, and both of these are so cute, and I would love to be able to draw like this every single time I draw because I'm obsessed with the way these look. After drawing Copper over on the other page, I decided to do a little study of her. I think this page turned out great. Trying to do much more pen drawings to be a bit more decisive about how I do lines and how I draw things, and just trying to figure out how I would draw her in different scenarios and face shapes and things like that. I think this one's super cute, and this was definitely inspired by Entrapta, is that her name? I think so. Entrapta from She-Ra. I think they have similar vibes. Over here, just doing more pen doodlies, and I think this turned out super cool. I wish I would have done more wing here and not taken up so much space. This was me thumbnailing for original pieces that I wanted to take to the convention. I didn't end up taking them with me because I got sad about them leaving my possession. So I still have them. They're all mine. This was just pose practice here. I do like the contrast of the pink to the blue. Super cool. And then more just original pieces of work concept sketches and trying to figure out, you know, what would be cool and what would people enjoy. I really love these ones. I think it has a very big testament to me being mixed. After doing this one, I kind of had the idea of this, and then it turned into this, and just trying to figure out like life being black and white. It's very interesting, so I love this. I would love to do a bigger illustration of this because I feel like this very much so speaks to me in that sort of fantasy realm, but kind of connecting it back to things that are actually happening in my life. So this is super fun. I did do an original piece of this over on my YouTube also. Love this and would love to make this into like a little shirt design. I think I would just need to make it a little bit more finalized for me to do that. This happens all the time where my hand slips, like my hand twitches a lot. I don't know if that's because of carpal tunnel or what, but my hand slips a lot, unfortunately. This was more practice of original piece concept arts. I don't think I actually ended up using this. I did use this dress kind of piece, but I'm not overly excited about either of these. I love that. Cohesion gets me again every time. That's the name of this whole book. That's the name of the game, is Cohesion. Trying to do a bit more of what I was doing on the previous page of more plant girlies and just plant hairstyles. I like to draw seasonally, if that makes sense. So these are more of my like spring kind of girlies because it's spring now and it just felt right, you know? This was me redrawing Basil from a few pages ago, the sketch that I really liked. I just don't like this one as much. This one seems a bit older in comparison to the other one, but you know, it's cool. Still Basil, she's still here. I love this piece a lot more than the one on the previous page. I think the wings and the eyes just look so good, and the blending that I did on this page, crushed it. This was just post practice and a sad sketching day in my opinion. Sketchbooks are there for mistakes. Here's a page of me trying to figure out how I wanted to do my setup for Wicked West Comic Con or Comic Expo. So really not much to say here other than I wish I would have done some kind of extra pieces so people knew it was me. I totally forgot to make a sign with Olivia Will Draw on it. That's on me. So if you don't know me, hi, I'm Olivia. And I will draw things. This is thumbnails for some pieces that I want to do for our new apartment. My boyfriend and I just moved, and I realized as we were moving, I don't have a lot of my own personal art in my home. I just don't have a lot of art in general, which is kind of funny. You would think as an artist I would have my own art in my house. I don't, but I really want to change that this year, so hopefully I'll be able to do videos of this. So our bedroom is going to be like earth tones, browns, greens, that kind of thing. Typical. But I really want to do like kind of two different pieces, like one of him, one of me, and this like Alphonse Mucha kind of style, and have two different like window panels. And I think this is super cute. I just haven't figured out entirely how I want to do it, but I do know that I want to kind of make it in like a brown scale tonal range. I would just love to make me decorating my house a series because I think that'd be fun and cute little video thing to like watch me make art and then put it in my home. So big thumbs up if you want to see that. And we're approaching the end very rapidly here, and you can tell because this is all mermaid inspired sketches. I love this one, the little glasses. Honestly, every time I do mermaids in my sketchbook, I'm always obsessed with them. I allow myself to be very fluid, and because there's no legs, I think that's what it is. I feel like my mermaids always look less stiff because I don't have to worry about the joints in the feet. I've definitely already posted this one. She just looks a little different. This one would be really cute too, this little mushroom hat. I should do that one also. Oh my gosh, I love like all of these. I should definitely do more of these. I will say this one here is definitely a nod to a mermaid I had done I think 3 years ago in a mermaid, and the internet loved it, and that was like my biggest piece for a really long time. So I think I'm gonna redraw her this year because a lot of people resonated with it and really liked it. So we'll bring her back. She is Sea Witch. Here's just more continuation of mermaids. I love this little sketch here, and I think this one will be so much fun to do as a full illustration, kind of like that Great Gatsby-esque vibe singer girly. And then this one's a barista, which I think will be fun to do, and the rest are just cute. Oh, I did this one as a mermaid already also. I already showed you guys this last week. This little Link and Zelda kind of nod to the end of my sketchbook. I think this turned out super cute. I love it. I didn't like it at the time, but I love it now because I feel like these little lines are kind of nod to the lines on the machine things. What are those called? Oh my gosh, I don't know anything today. So that's that. You've already seen this. I wanted to do kind of more sketches, and then I was kind of like, you know what? This is how it worked. This is how it was. That's where we're gonna be. It's okay. And then I told myself at the end of the last sketchbook that I wanted to draw myself saying like a farewell at the end of all of them because I just think that'd be cute. And this song of thank you for coming, thank you for staying, thank you for watching the show has been in my head, so I felt like that was a great little end to my sketchbook, and I think she turned out super cute. His hands are gross, but you know. But that's it. That's my whole sketchbook. I'm excited to start my next one. Obviously, I'll be posting more about my new sketchbook, and when that comes in, I will have much to share about starting my sketchbook. But that's all I have for you guys this week. Don't forget to stay hydrated, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!